Almost. Hi,
Hey,
nerds.
hey, Hannah. Hi, nerds. Welcome to the live. Ashlyn is turning on our Instagram currently. Look at her go.
I'm hoping it works. I'm hitting go live on Insta. Yes.
Going live.
Okay.
Hello, and welcome to the live version of the Duras Sisters podcast.
We are here. We're live. Okay. Everybody should be set up. We have Instagram going, Facebook, YouTube. Hello, everybody.
Hi. Welcome to October and our final day of our 5-year celebration. Technically not the final because we still have promos going, but the final event, the ultimate event, I'd say, today. So Ashlyn, welcome. Hi, it's good to see you on lunchtime break. It's really nice to do this recording midday. It's going to give me that fuel to get through work today. So
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
very
Well,
excited.
this is the time that we normally record the Patreons. Like
Mhm.
the Maki mini series, all of our episode reviews is during this lunch block. So
Yeah.
I'm happy to be filling it with the live.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Anna. I see some people in the chat popping off.
Unfortunately, we can't
Welcome.
see Instagram comments on here, but we know you're watching and we love you.
Yeah, we really do. Yeah, so we were just talking about, yeah, we've got a couple days left of our merch sales. So this is actually perfect timing because if you all don't know, on the like art trek section of Instagram, there's a Trektober that me and my friends helped create. We all did like 6 or 7 prompts, and I'm starting to do way more art for that. I have my first one coming out today. And it's kind of perfect because some of that Trektober art turns into podcast merch. So I think the shirt that Jeff just bought that has Spock and his little musical time is from Trektober. So yeah, it's very exciting. We also have our Patreon discount is still 35% off until midnight on October 5th. So like jump on board that, and
We
your first
really
month will
extended
be
that.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, because we felt bad that we didn't release the podcast till like yesterday and wanted to give
Yeah.
you all time. If you wanted to join the Patreon, this month is a great month to get in because the first
Mhm.
month is discounted, as Rhianna said.
Yeah, well, and it's really exciting because we haven't actually posted it. I forgot to post this morning, but we did release our DS9 Romulans episode last night. So that is up if you get notifications about that. It is here. I opened up my Spotify to play my like Data and Picard rap song, and I saw that it was like, it's like, here's a new Duras episode. So
Yes.
that's available for y'all who are following along on the Romulan series. But yeah, Ashlyn, I want you to talk a tiny bit about the best of pod and how that experience was for you, and y'all in the chat, if you've enjoyed it, if you've listened to it. I listened to the beginning and was like legitimately tearing up because it brought back all the memes.
Yeah, it was really fun making the best of pod. I've never made one before, but I've heard, as I said, I've listened to a lot of them,
Mhm.
and I honestly went off a lot of like titles that never were because Rhianna and I, when we name an episode, we have about I would say on average 10 options
Mhm.
of what we could name the episode in a list below. And so that's also really helpful for me when I'm going back to be like, what was this episode about? Or like, what were the jokes we were making? Obviously, it's,
Totally.
whatever, like Romulan's Enterprise, or which
Mhm.
is LOL. That's
Coming out
I gave,
soon.
I gave like the worst example, but you know what I mean. So then we can see LOL,
Yeah.
what happened in that pod with the titles that never were chosen.
Mhm.
So I had a blast looking through those, and we're actually going to talk about those later in the pod.
Yes.
So it was super fun making the best of. I honestly think that it's impossible to fit an hour, like
Mhm.
to make a 5 years of content into 1 hour long segment. And
Yeah.
so there's plenty, like I would love to, in my, my brain loves data. And so I mean Data the android, but also like data as in like numbers.
Yeah.
And I would love to go back and like at some point highlight all of the like really great moments that we've had, because we could probably put out 5 retrospectives or 5 best ofs, honestly.
Agreed. Yeah.
So if you haven't heard that, that came out last week, and
Mhm.
listen to it whenever.
Yeah.
Rhianna, will you talk a little bit about the guest retrospective video that you put together for our 5-year anniversary?
Yeah, we wanted like a visual. Also, hello to Meme Space 9 in the chat just said "Complongulations" on 5 years. Anna, said that they loved the best of the pod, even though I jumped every time the computer came in with a signal for a new segment. Fair enough. Jump
It
scare. You
used to
gotta keep
be
on
the
your
sig
toes.
when I first downloaded the signals, like, all the computer noises, they were so loud, and I had to turn them down just 'cause I was
That was
doing
them
that
being
too.
turned down,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, so the retrospective was an incredible feat of, like, all of y'all's contributions, so we emailed a bunch of people, and we also just reached out to people who have been super influential for the pod and just who have been guests or who are, like, our family members who have contributed in certain ways, and we also had just, like, some amazing, just voices from around like the 5 years. And so I wanted a chance to kind of spotlight you, spotlighting us, if that makes sense. So I actually took the idea from Keeping Up with the Kardashians, did a wonderful similar thing for one of their anniversaries, and they were able to get Nana visitor. And so similarly and unexpectedly beautiful, Anna F was able to get Terry Farrell for us. So this is just like Anna F's time to shine. Thank you so much again. I actually wept when I saw her face. She's like one of my heroes, and Jadzia is truly like one of my very favorite characters in Star Trek. And so the fact that you were able to contact her and like do one of those like cameo things, it was just like so special to us because not only are you shouting us out, but you're like showing us that you love us that much to do that. So thank you so much for doing that. I really appreciated it. And so yeah, we had a bunch of people contributing their time, their thoughts, things like that. And I wanted it to be like kind of visual since a lot of our stuff is, and Ashlyn had already done a like audio only one. We started to do more visual stuff for the Patreon, but I wanted it to like everyone deserves a little like video pod every once in a while, like we're doing today with the live. So, and I see Wes Huntington is in the chat. He said, "Happy 5 years. Love being in the show 3 years ago, and I should have you guys again on Twin Cities Trekkies." Yes,
Hi,
Wes.
Wes.
Wes was an amazing guest for our, I believe, our movie series. Or no, it was our man. I'm blanking now. Wes,
So
remind
many
us. So
series,
many,
so many series.
literally 5 years
I
of
think it
content.
was
My brain is like,
Beamed into a
oh,
Coffin, maybe?
oh
I feel
yes,
like it
Death Fake
was
Outs,
Death
Voyager.
Fake Outs.
You're right.
Some Death Fake Outs, yeah.
It was Voyager, yes. Death Fake Outs. What a time. We've done so many series. It's been so amazing. So, speaking of that, we've done so many series, and today, during this live at the very end, I will be announcing the next series of the podcast. So, y'all will literally get the exclusive insiders info here on the pod. But you gotta wait till the end.
Yep,
So
that's your, your hook, so you stay locked in. I'm
yeah.
very excited. I don't even know what the series is, so when Rhianna tells me she's breaking the news to me for the first time as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of that's it for the intro, all our announcements. And Rhianna, let's just get into the meat of this section, or since we're both pescatarians, let's get into the tofu of the section. Um,
Yes.
I want to ask you, so we started this pod. It was funny because we recorded it on we famously Gene Roddenberry's birthday,
Mhm.
Jonathan Frakes' birthday, without even knowing. We were in
Mhm.
the basement of our dad's house,
Yep.
and we
Recording on a phone.
recording on phones.
Mhm.
We had like no no equipment, no like good equipment, but we
Mhm.
knew that if we didn't just start the pod, that
Yeah.
it wasn't gonna happen.
Mhm.
And we had to just like get something out. And I remember we were both super nervous. And for the first like pilot series, I remember before almost every episode feeling very nervous and like,
Mhm.
oh, I have to be perfect, everything.
Yep.
I have to say everything. And then editing it, it took us about 2 weeks, maybe a full month about to set
Mhm.
up the entire like groundwork for the pod before we even
Yep.
put an episode out. And
Yep.
so knowing all of that, Rihanna, thinking about how we were in August and September of 2020, I'm wondering for you now, when you're looking back, what are your favorite moments as a podcast
Mm.
that we've had, either while we're recording or any of the amazing events that we've been able to join on? Just like in your podcast experience for the last 5 years, what are some things that stick out to you?
Mm. Oh, great question. I feel like for me, I have a lot of really good memories. Sadly, and maybe not sadly, I don't know. It works out fine. I use my notes app now to take notes for every pod, but I used to fill notebooks and notebooks full of handwritten notes of the pod, and I feel like I should get back to that because I get jealous whenever I see Ashlyn's, like, handwritten notes.
I have not
Um,
upgraded at all.
I don't know if mine's an upgrade, it just, like, became easier if I was on the go, if I was watching, because sometimes I dead ass don't have enough time. Like, when I was in grad school, I would literally download episodes from Paramount to watch on my commute and then, like, take notes on my notes app, because any way to get the pod and grad school done at the same time. Um, but I feel like I have a lot of memories of, us, like, when we were together, the very few times that we were together to record a podcast, or to sometimes we'd be together and then we'd record, like, the week after we were together, so we'd watch as much of the episodes together as we could, and I remember us both, writing at the exact same time, like, if we were, like, talking about death fake outs or something and, someone had just died, we, like, both start writing frantically at the exact same time, and so that was really funny because we would just turn to each other and laugh. Um, I have a lot of course, great memories from our, like, freaking incredible time at Trek Long Island. But I think honestly, the memories that stand out most to me about the pod are the, like, community moments that we've built throughout our social media, throughout our, like, real time meeting people. I remember the first time that I felt like a celebrity was when I went to Mission Chicago, and I went decided to go to the, like, Women in Star Trek panel. It was funny because I skipped the Prodigy panel to talk to these amazing women because I was like, "You know what? It's okay, like, I'll learn what happened to the Prodigy panel." Turns out there was, like, clips shown, and, like, for some people it was like a cannot miss, but my wife and I were there and I was like, I have to go and talk to these amazing women. And I know that Chase Masterson was leading the panel, along with Amy Imhoff, I believe, or maybe Amy was probably in the main stage with Kate. But anyway, it was an incredible time because, like, we were able to talk both to women who had been in Star Trek and to women who had, like, produced it, worked it, and then also just to fans. Like, there was a bunch of people on the panel, and we had time to do questions. And I remember meeting this incredible woman who was dressed like Moogie, and like actual, like, the greatest Moogie cosplay I've ever seen in my life. And so of course we were chatting a lot. And then I remember I stood up to ask a question, and I think my question was about, like, I don't even remember now. It's something about, like, feminism in Trek, or um, like, what do you consider the word feminist to mean? I think is what my question was. And I was like, "Hi, I'm Rhianna from the Duras Sisters podcast," and I heard, like, people go, like, "Whoop whoop," and people were like, "Whoa, yeah!" And I was like, I got a little scared. I was, "What?" So that was really special. And then after that panel, our good friend Russ Peliquin came up to me and
Yes.
was like, "Hi, I know you from, like, online." And I was like, "What? Like, what's your name? Like, what's your handle?" Because that's how we meet each other in the real world, is we say our handle on whatever social. Um, and so Russ and I, like, took an awkward picture together. He'll also say it was awkward because I, like, didn't know what to do with my hands. I was so, like, flustered to, like, someone knew me, and someone, like, respected me and I respected him, and we were like, "What?" And we've kind of been, like, besties ever since, and that really, like, solidified our friendship. And that's just how I think back on the pod a lot really fondly, is, of course, you and I, Ashlyn, connecting through Star Trek, but then, like, having so many other people, like y'all in the chat right now, like, everyone who contributed to the video, everyone who has been a guest on our pod, they are, like, really what make me so,
The
so
Discord
overjoyed.
also, now
The
we have, like, a
Discord,
flourishing
yes.
community in the Discord, yeah.
The people who leave comments on our books, who read our books every single month
Not
with
our books,
us,
but our
our
book club
books.
chat. Yeah.
Who read the books that we chose, willingly. They read Star Trek books every month with us. I just could have never, little middle school Rhea, who was kind of bullied for liking Star Trek, could have never have pictured what it would be like to now be, like, loved for liking Star Trek. That's so cool. Like, oh, I love it. So that's some of my greatest memories. Ashlyn, how about you? I waxed poetic a little, so
No,
take the
it's
floor.
I'm glad we have, like, different favorite moments, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I wanna first just do a shout out to Strange New Pod because I think they also are a COVID pod. I mean, there's
Mhm.
so many Star Trek and the
Yeah.
pandemic, we owe a
Mm.
lot.
Yes. Yes.
We got a lot of podcasts from the pandemic, and I think Strange New Pod has been sort of our sister pod as
Mhm.
we've, um just like grown up together, it feels like. So
Yeah.
Julian and Giraffe and MC,
Mm,
Eric, Hawk, everybody over there.
mhm.
I had an amazing time collaborating with them on the Picard weeks, 1 and
Mm.
2, and then also we helped host the Farewell to Disco podcasting celebration, and that was really cool because with all 3 of those, we got to connect with podcasts that we had never heard of before, and we got to do panels that were super fun. Like, I remember we did a Stranded Picard episode for that
Yes.
podcast festival, and I still think about that because
That was
Picard
so
is
fun.
the man is always stranded, and
Mhm,
it's always crazy. So I thought that as a like networking slash just like super fun opportunity was fantastic. And then Rhianna mentioned Trek Long Island. That was the first convention that
mhm.
I had been to. I sadly did not go to Mission Chicago with Rhianna because Chicago,
Yeah.
but Trek Long Island was the first con that I went to after becoming a podcaster.
Mhm.
And Rhianna and I were recognized walking around Trek Long Island, which was insane to me, absolutely insane, especially because we're a audio medium and like who knows what our faces look like. Maybe we should have those fans checked out.
Yeah.
But that was insane to me to be known in the community. I think Amy Imhoff, Rhianna already mentioned her. She was buying some of our bracelets, and she's
Oh.
Kate Mulgrew's like social media person, just like her manager overall.
Mhm.
And so that was insane. She was like, "Oh, I should give some of these to Kate." I was like,
We were like,
"Okay,
"What?" Yeah.
okay."
What?
Uh, as well, like we got the chance to host 5 panels at Trek Long Island, including one on the main stage with the women of Star Trek, with
Mhm.
a lot of guest stars and women who had been in Star Trek for one episode. And
Mhm.
we had an amazing time. That was also very nerve wracking, but it was really fun and really worth it.
Mhm.
As well as our friendship, blossoming friendship with To Proudly Go. Like that was a
Oh,
wonderful connection that we made with them. And we saw a fantastic Trek drag show. I cried from
yeah.
joy going to that drag
It
show
was
on
like
that Friday
queer
night.
queer joy,
I
like,
didn't
yeah.
realize my life was missing that, was missing a Trek drag show.
Yeah.
I I lost my mind. It was fantastic.
Totally.
And then also just continuing, I think just like the collaborations, so many of them stick out to me over the years. We did one with the Clone Star Pod that was
Mm.
their brainchild. They wanted to raise money for Ukraine. And
Mhm.
so we had a 24-hour charity podcasting event where they got as many Trek podcasts as possible, and everybody took like an hour or 2 hours or whatever and just like talked on whatever
That was
subject they wanted
amazing.
to.
Yeah.
And without that, I mean, now we've had Jody, who's a
Mhm.
newer guest to Clone or newer host of Clone Star on. She's the only stateside host, and everyone else in Clone Star is in Ireland, I believe, the
Mhm.
UK. So that was really wonderful, and also a great chance to be a part of a charity event. Um, I love our Picard send off episode where we got to interview Abby
Yes.
Beasley, who worked on
Oh.
Picard season 2 and 3, and we got to learn so much about props and set decoration and what it was like working on that
Mhm.
set, especially through COVID.
Mm.
In that episode, we also had like predictions with Mom about the season 3
That was so
finale
fun.
of
We did like a
Picard.
sheet of predictions, yeah.
Yeah, and then another, like, episode that stuck out to me was when we did our Cheers with Giraffe on the disco
Yes.
feminism episode, where we all got to talk about women in discovery and give them a little toast. A
Mhm.
couple sentences of cheers was so fun. And then also I think probably my favorite interview might be our interview with Una McCormack, which we just
Oh.
did this summer, but that was incredible. John Billingsley also talking about charity with him and helping to promote Trek Talks too. I
Mhm.
mean, I could go on and on and on. I want to shout also that my favorite series, we've done 17 series so far.
Mm.
My favorite ones, I couldn't narrow it down to one, so I have 6. My top 6 are, and this is in no particular order. The family series, so important to the pod.
Yes, yeah,
Family series is everything to us.
truly.
As well as Art Trek, Prime
Mm.
Directive series, feminism, time travel, and first officers.
Ashlyn, I can't help but laugh at you. I couldn't narrow it down to 1, so I have 6. Like, I
Well,
think you're gonna say 2 or 3.
no, because they're all so great in so many
Yeah.
different ways.
Mhm.
And then also Rihanna's merch, getting to see like Rihanna blossom as an artist and her
That's
because
how I started art, was because of the pod, yeah.
we were like, well, we can't really sell anything because we'll get like tagged for
Copyrighted, yeah.
copyright, which likeness, but it's fine. And so Rihanna just said, I'll become an artist and
So,
I'll
okay, say
unleash the
less.
artist inside of me and design all our merch. So that has just been amazing too. And now I have a sick Picard is my Chadit shirt that I would
Uh
prefer to be buried in if possible.
Okay, sure. Got you.
Yeah.
I really quick want to update us on the chat. Jeff Richardson said, "Ahoy, ahoy, Jeff! Good to see you." Meme Space Nines asked, "What was the most interesting fan interaction you've had?" At least for me, it was getting to meet Kira in person. They were like a TikToker who we like low key fell in love with. Like they're incredible. They're from the UK, and so they were actually at Mission Chicago, and we hadn't really planned on meeting up, but I was wearing my disco shirt with my Tilly bun or Tilly hair. Kind of already have Tilly hair, except for it was way more red back then. I had it in my top ponytail, and Kira was there in their disco shirt with their Tilly ponytail, and we were like, "Oh."
OMG.
Just starstruck because I was starstruck and they were starstruck, I think, hopefully. And just that sort of like, oh my God, I've seen you on TikTok. You live in another part of the world, and yet here we are both together from our love of Trek. That was a very interesting experience because I just didn't expect it to happen. I didn't expect to like see them in the wild. So that was really special. And then Anna says, LOL, what if you saw Kate Mulgrew wearing one of your bracelets? Don't even tease that, Anna.
That's
I
what
would die.
I like I sit in bed at night and I wonder, did Amy give her one of those
The
bracelets?
end game one or
Oh.
something. There's white suit Janeway. Yeah. And Anna also said that they found our pod through the Clone Star Marathon. So that's actually amazing. I love that like it's kind of cool to hear because we do that for our holiday card. Like, where did you discover the pod? And we actually did that for the merch giveaway. Like, where did you find the pod? And it was almost everyone had a different answer,
It was
which is
crazy. Good
so
for us.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good for us. So thank you all for your comments. Do you have a most interesting fan interaction, Ashlyn?
I mean, it's not super interesting, but I just also the shock by meeting someone in person.
Yeah.
When we were at Trek Long Island, I did a panel with oh, it was so fun with Green Shirt Trek. And
Yes.
we were talking about it was ridiculous. I don't even remember.
You're talking about, like, First Officer or
It
Riker or
was like
something?
TNG. We ended up
Yeah,
talking a lot about
TNG,
Riker
yeah.
somehow, but afterward, I was just, I'm just enjoying my time on stage, and that was in the
Yeah.
main stage, and then
Mhm.
Jordan Hirsch, one of our patrons,
Oh,
was
yes.
sitting in the audience and came up to us and was
Oh,
like, "Ah!" And we, and she made bracelets for us
yeah.
too, and so we were doing a bracelet exchange in the main room, in the main hall. It was just shocking to see, like you said, someone in person, and she was so
Yeah.
sweet, so wonderful. We also got to meet our friend Taylor and,
Yes.
uh
She's the new host of the Brides of Chaotica, by the way, so go
yes,
check out that pod, it's incredible.
yes.
Yeah, and her girlfriend Callie was there, which was really fun, like, she was like, "I don't know much about Trek," and then we were like, "Go watch Tuvix," and the next day she came back, she's like, "I hate Tuvix," and we're like, "Yeah!"
Yes,
The
yes.
classic, yeah. Oh.
So now I'm wondering, what have you learned, Rihanna? What have we
Oh.
learned over these 5 years?
So much, Ashlyn. I mean, I think biggest thing is actually something I learned like 3 days ago. You're not gonna believe it. Actually, you are, because we learn when we're humans and we grow. I've been having a really tough time just in my personal life with like adjusting to a new job, adjusting to being in the service industry. I'm very sensitive and I'm very I take everything with deadly seriousness. And that's great for a lot of aspects of my life and it's very detrimental to others. And so I've been having like a shit week, y'all. It's been rough. I know it's only Wednesday, but it's been rough. um, I have a terrible boss who treats me like garbage and treats all of us like garbage. And it's made me want to quit this job every single day that I've been there since she's been more of a like fixture in our. I work at a cafe, coffee shop. So anyway, the more that she's there, the more I want to quit. And so I was feeling very much like so much pressure, and I was feeling very low self-esteem, and I was like putting that onto the pod because there was like I completely forgot to finish editing Deep Space Nine. I like forgot that we didn't even get it out yet because we'd been doing so much I had been focusing on the retrospective video, focusing on other anniversary stuff. And like had totally underestimated how much work mentally and emotionally the like anniversary stuff would take out of me. And so I was like, we already finished the DS9 pod because we had recorded that and we've recorded Enterprise. So
You
I
were
was
like
kind of
one
like
ahead. Yeah.
out of
Yeah.
sight, out of mind, you know. But then Ashlyn was like, so when are we gonna get the Deep Space Nine one up? And I was like, and so I had like a total conniption. I like freaked out because I was putting on that same kind of pressure that I put on myself at work and the same pressure that my boss was putting on me at work, to do everything right, perfect, fast, and with a smile. That's like her go. That's like her metaphor, which is
Cringe.
dumb.
Yeah.
So cringe. So and I'm a perfectionist, and this job has like been literally like so scary for a perfectionist because you can't be good at making coffee on your first try ever. And so I was like, I came to Ashlyn one night and I'm like, I could do both. I'm so sorry I'm behind. I'll finish editing this one and then I'll take all of Enterprise because I was literally thinking like still in that mindset that Ashlyn was like my mean boss, even though of course she's never been mean like a day in her life, and she would never to me,
You know
at
that's not
least to
true.
me.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, when we were kids, we'd have some fights, but like whatever. Um, so I think like to me, it made me realize just how because Ashlyn was like, she totally had to talk me off a ledge and be like, no, we're good. Like this is just the pod. Like it's not like we can just like slack off and just not do anything, but it's also like we get it out when we get it out. We have no sponsors. We have no deadlines. We basically set our own schedules. We're basically our own girl bosses. We not basically, we absolutely do run our own small business. And so it is kind of a reminder to myself, and a lesson I had to learn in a very kind setting from Ashlyn that, like, hey, it's okay. Let's just get out DS9 this week. You're like, I already did the best of pod last week. They've been getting a fuck ton of content. They're going to be fine, you know? And so that was a lesson I've learned recently is that like I shouldn't and I don't need to take the chaotic like intense energy that I take to work it back to the pod. It's a place and a space, a safe space where I can like be myself. I can completely unmask. I can completely like just enjoy, and also even though editing is not the ultimate joy that we want it to be, it's probably the hardest part of the pod or the most frustrating in my opinion. It's still something that like doesn't need to be rushed for a certain deadline, and it doesn't need to be perfect on the first try right away. Do it now, do it fast. Like a lot of my life and my job is right now. So I think taking that pressure off, Ashlyn, I just want to shout you out and just like really appreciate you in this moment and every moment, but like particularly now because you are a really good reminder and level setter of like, it's okay. We're just sisters doing a Star Trek podcast. Like it's not that deep, like kind of. And that's what I'm having to keep remind myself over the years is that yes, it's deep because we're creating community. We're doing this wonderful thing together. And we also have jobs and lives and like, spouses, cats, dogs, we have all of these stuff. So, it was just a good reminder to me. So thank you. Like, it's not that serious. It's going to be okay. Let's make sure that we have fun first and foremost. And when we need a break, we can just take one, and that's just not how the capitalism or like work works. So you have to like fight tooth and nail to get like a day off. And so thank you for like providing that space for me. And that's something that I've learned throughout these years for sure, especially when we were first starting to edit the pod. We would edit it together every time over FaceTime
Is that
for like
crazy?
so many years. We would, I think for like the first year, we would both
I don't
listen.
think it
Maybe
was a
not the full
full
year.
year. I
Yeah,
think it was maybe
it was a
like
long
for
time.
the first series, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, because we wanted to like both make sure that we understood like, oh, do you like that part? And then we'd kind of debate if one of us liked it and the other didn't, which is good because then it set the groundwork for how we wanted to edit because now we just each take half. So,
Yeah, I think first of all, Rihanna, that life throws stuff at us and we think we're not ready for it
mhm,
and we rise to the occasion. And so I think this
totally.
is a time for you to be just you're tested, my girl. You're getting
Yep,
you're getting
yep,
really
yep.
tested and and I know you're going to come out stronger. And
Thank you.
I think I learned I was reminded about like, this is our own pod. We're doing our own thing. I know, sure, you know, ideally, we have a pod out every week. We're always on schedule. We have
Yeah,
we don't take
exactly.
breaks, but we're not a seasonal pod. I know a lot of people just do,
Mhm,
certain like seasonal like things at a
mhm.
time. We just go forever. And so sometimes we need to take a hiatus. And
Mhm.
I mean, my eternal mentor is Dear Hank and John, a podcast
Yeah.
that has shaped both Rhianna and I, and Hank and John Green in general. We both have grown up with them, been big fans of
Siblings,
theirs.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. They're siblings. They have been vlogging together since 2007, like definitely our icons. And what I saw when Hank was diagnosed with cancer in 2024, 23, I want to
Mhm,
say, the schedule of the pod just like went completely out of the window because of
mhm.
course Hank is prioritizing his health.
Yep,
And I I was just reminded that like, yeah, health should be prioritized.
yep.
And if Dear Hank and John can just have random episodes drop, we
Yeah.
can too, you know?
Exactly,
And
exactly.
I think just in general, I mean, if you think about how like you were talking about, we used to edit together.
Mhm,
Rihanna used to be the only person to edit because I didn't really know how, and she has
mhm,
experience from like an internship that she used to do.
mhm.
And and now things have really changed. We used to drop episodes on the weekend, and now it's more like weekday. And all of those shifts, even though like sure over the years we haven't been strictly strict with it.
Yeah.
We are doing it because that's the only way to keep the pod in our lives. And
Yeah.
the pod will die if we are strict and if we
Mhm.
burn ourselves out
Mm.
and if we don't take breaks. And because this is what we do, Rihanna. I mean, it is like a job separately.
Mhm.
It just
Totally.
everything that we each do. Rihanna and I have very different tasks. We complement each other in amazing ways, but it is a job that we
Mhm.
love, but it still takes up time. And
Totally.
so that's been the biggest reminder for me. And think again, I'm constantly learning myself is it's okay. We want to keep loving the pod. And so the
Yes.
way for us to do that is to have kind of a wackadoo schedule
Woo, yeah.
sometimes. But, things always
Totally.
settle out and we try to communicate with our audience the best we can.
Mhm.
I also was that everything that I've learned? Oh, yeah, just also that we just can't compare ourselves to other podcasts
Mm.
and,
Mhm.
um, because we have our own setup. And also, a lot of other podcasts will have huge guests. We love that for them, and we also understand that we're not set up to be, a huge guest pod. We can like
Mhm.
format and structure episodes to cater for those guests if we when we get them, but we're talking about like such deep niche trek content that we need to have a
Mhm.
guest who's like as with the business as we are, and a lot of
Yes.
time it's actor talk and think which is fantastic too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we can't compare ourselves to other pods. Success is our own scale
Mm.
um that we make. And also, I learned that along the same line as guests, you can't prep too much before you have a guest
Mm.
on. And I think
Mhm.
that's what having Una McCormack really, it was a fantastic pod. And we had like
Yep.
55 million questions for her because Rihanna and
Totally.
I are both writers
Mhm.
and we both are huge Doctor Who and Star Trek fans and
And we're fanfic nerds. Yeah.
huge fanfic nerds. And that's how Una McCormack got her start was fan fiction.
Mhm.
And so it felt really good. Like, even though she was someone I knew we'd have an easy conversation with, or I figured just for us to be so freaking prepared was really helpful too. So then
Yes.
in the moment, we were like, "Okay, all
I
right,
have everything,
we're
and
ready."
we would just, like, quietly cross off a question that she had actually just answered without us even asking or whatever, so
Yeah,
I'm
Rhianna and
like
I
at
are
keeping
secretly,
track.
like, editing the question doc as we go. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we're brains work really well together that way. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I wanna shout
Yeah.
we have, Brian, in the chat,
Hey.
one of the hosts of, Big Sci-Fi Pod. Welcome,
Welcome,
Brian.
Brian. Thank you for the happy anniversary wishes. Anna says, "I think it's amazing that you have been going for so long with the pod. I appreciate every new episode, no matter when it drops. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you so much. That's really helpful to hear. Some literally live feedback. That's nice.
Yeah.
I love that instant gratification. So, Ashlyn, I think let's move on to our little segment about the titles that never were.
I'm
She's
ready.
got her paper. I've got
I
my
have my
document. So let's start from 10 and go to 1.
So
Ashlyn.
just in case, because
Oh,
I know we
yeah.
have people joining like
Mhm.
randomly throughout the live today. So these are a list of our favorite titles that never were. So Rhianna, when we edit a pod, we have like I would say on average about 10. Sometimes it's only like 3 titles. Sometimes it's like 15 or 20
Literally.
titles of just things that we've said throughout the pod or quotes from the episodes that could be good potential titles. And some of them are hilarious, but they're
Yeah.
unrelated to the pod, or
Yeah.
they're maybe like they're
A little dicey.
a little dicey. And so for whatever reasons they were not chosen, but
Mhm.
I get so much joy reading the titles that never were.
Totally.
Rhianna, let's go back and forth with
Okay.
number 10. Where that's right, folks. We're doing top 10 for
Top
each of us.
10. I feel like David Letterman. Okay, so top 10, I've got Packlet Treatment That Goes Darmok, which was Enterprise Engineering episode. So niche.
So niche.
Ashlyn, what's your 10?
10 is Painting Your Subordinate in the Nude from TNG Art Trek. Just that episode of Picard like painting one of his crewmen who's naked is like, bro. Excuse me?
That's a great one.
All right, Rhianna, number 9. Number 9.
Okay. Nice one. 9 is Spock, come meet me, come to the mess hall so I can break up with you. Strange New Worlds feminism.
That one almost made the
We
list
all
for me.
know. Yeah.
Yeah. Number 9 for me. Kirk sat her down to Italian and told her everything.
Wait, that's a great one. I forgot
This
about
is
that
from
one.
the original series, Prime Directive series, obviously referencing Voyage Home.
Yep. Gotta have that Italian. Yep.
Mhm. All right, number 8, Rhianna.
Number 8 is he's about to die and he's like, find Boothby. That's TNG Caves.
Find Boothby of Picard. Yep. My number 8 is actually also Picard related. Purple Picard has a lot to answer for. This was from Lower Decks Prime Directive.
He does. He really does have a lot. Okay, number 7 for me is Neelix orders this random man to go gather the bones. Voyager Caves Part 2.
He sure did. 7 for me. Mahanit uses he, him pronouns. Mahanit is the comet from Strange New Worlds.
Yeah.
That is from Strange New Worlds Prime Directive. I have a lot of Prime Directives.
Yeah, those were really funny.
Because it was so funny. Yeah. Rhianna, I think we're at number 6 now.
Number 6. This was an Ashlyn quote. She said, I considered running away with Vatic. Picard villains. Because our question of the week was, who would you run away with, like, romantically?
I'm trying. Who is Vatic?
Vatic from Picard, the very scary lady, changeling lady
from season 3.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It was Vatic, and you wanted to run away with her. Wow. The love has been lost, I guess.
Stand by. I stand by that.
Okay. All right.
I could run away with her.
Okay. What's your 6?
I'd be in that 6th ship. So, yeah. Okay. Number 6 for me is Worf uses Vic as Spotify. DS9 holodeck series.
Play it again. Yeah. That's a good one, Ashlyn.
Rhianna, you're number 5.
My number 5 is take Indiana Jones to the holodeck, parentheses, he would whip the Borg. That's Picard finale series. So who knows what we were talking about, but I love it.
Number 5 for me is we have bare hands on the Kirshara.
I almost chose that one.
That is Enterprise Caves.
Yeah, because we're numb to how they touch the artifacts.
Man,
you know, ancient
especially
artifacts.
like in Art Trek, they just found all these cool things. Bare hands. Oh my god.
Bare hands on the
not a glove in sight. Unbelievable. Rhianna, number 4 for you.
Oh, number 4. that mouth does not want the cracker. Voyager Caves. The one that needed context severely, but did not get it.
Tom was trying to feed that baby that
That
cracker.
cracker. Ashlyn, go ahead. Number 4.
This is number 4. Firing a torpedo into the heart of the Jem'Hadar.
From that little ship, right?
That was from DS9 Engineering Series when the ship is so little they can fire a torpedo into the heart of the Jem'Hadar.
Okay, nice.
Rhianna,
nice.
number 3.
Number 3, Whale Lady's levels of passion was Voyager Engineering. Of course, we're talking about Belada Torres and her Whale Lady levels of passion.
Jillian Taylor, we stand in this house,
Yes,
in this pod.
yes.
Number 3, I have Search for Spock in the Speakeasy. Just a
Yes.
historic moment from Rhianna's bachelorette party and from Enterprise Prime Directive.
Yes, I love it. Wonderful. Okay, number 2 for me was Sirach was tight-lipped until he had a human in him.
That was almost on my list too.
It just sounds so wrong in so many ways that I'm very here for it.
Also,
Yeah.
like, we don't reference the founder of Logic that much. Like,
No.
just any Sirach references are fantastic. So
Dusty little guy. So
he is
gotta
dusty.
reference. Ashlyn, what's your number 2?
My number 2 was already appeared on your list. It's way higher for me. Take Indiana Jones to the holodeck. He would whip the Borg. I don't know. Like, why were we talking about Indiana Jones? And you know he would. Like,
He would. That's the thing. He's
because
also
he would
just.
try his gun. His gun doesn't work. They already adapted.
That's probably why we're talking about it, is how to adapt to the Borg. But it was weird that it was in finale, the
The
Picard
finale
finale.
series.
Are
Yeah.
we well? I don't know.
Okay, number
Okay.
1,
I
Rhianna.
suspect we have the same one. We'll see.
What was your favorite title that never made it?
Oh, okay. This is from Voyager Feminism. It
Yes.
is Kess should have Will Smith the Doctor. That was very soon after the Will Smith
It was
slap.
right after the Oscars
Oscars,
when
so it
Will
was
Smith
really-
famously slapped Chris Rock and said, "Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth."
Is that your number 1 as well?
Yes, that was also my number 1,
Yeah.
and Cass should have done that to the Doctor.
She should have, especially in
Yes, man.
feminism.
Mhm.
'Cause he was being a
That's
little
right.
bitch. So, uh, are we allowed to curse on this live? Sorry. Whoops. Okay, so,
Doesn't matter.
yeah, Ashlyn, let's go to our Q&A now. I think it's time. We're gonna kinda
Yeah.
whip through these.
Well,
We
I
don't
wanna
want
say,
to go.
Anna in the comments says, "I love
Yeah.
references that require me to know 3 specific Trek details and 2 pod inside jokes. Those are the best." And, I mean,
Thank
as we
you.
were reading these titles that
Yeah.
never were, I was like, "Are these only funny to me and Rhianna?" They
Right,
might be.
exactly. Well, I'm
Yeah.
glad that it's funny to y'all as well. Thank you. So, yeah, we're gonna go through our Q&A that you all
And
amazingly
we
submitted.
have so many questions that were submitted, so I think Rhianna and I, let's just go back and forth and
Yeah, just like
choose
rapid
what we
fire.
want. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. So these are from Jeff Richardson, aka El Jefe Tacoma. Thank you. We see you in the chat, Jeff.
What
Woot
up?
woot. Okay, so I'm gonna answer the question: can you name 5 albums you both love? I can't do an order because this is off the top of my head, but I absolutely love Rubber Soul. It's probably my favorite Beatles album.
Nice.
The Wall by Pink Floyd is my favorite Pink Floyd album. I think probably Melodrama by Lorde is my favorite Lorde album. My favorite Taylor Swift album is Evermore. And what's another album that I freaking love? Probably Billie Eilish's newest album, Hit Me Hard and Soft. That's
Wow.
a classic. Yeah.
Fantastic. Should I answer it too?
Whatever you want to do, Ashlyn. This is our live.
It's our live. That's true. I mean, it's hard for me to off the top of my head, and
Right? Yeah.
I like Rihanna's answers. I have different ones, but I'm gonna answer instead. Well, Colin D was wondering how old are the 2 of you?
Good
And
question.
I'm 29, almost 30 in December.
Yeah, you're close. Almost 30. I'm
I'm almost
27.
there. Yeah, and then, I'm also because that was an easy one. That was a softball. I just wanted to get that information out there for all
Yeah,
of you
of course.
curious. And then Colin also asked, Colin wants to know the facts. If you
Yeah.
work for a living outside of podcasting, what are your occupations? And for me, I love talking about that. I am by day a administrator at a library. by night an opera singer. So, and I'm also getting my master's right now in library science because my goal is to be a librarian by day and then an opera singer by night. Keep the opera
Woo-hoo.
singer. All of that's going well, but I need a real paycheck,
Yeah.
rather than gig money to survive. But those are my passions. And I'm in my second semester of library school and I am loving it. Woo! So
Woo!
check in with me in a year from now and
Hope
I'll,
you're still loving it,
well,
yeah.
I guess 2027, because I will graduate if everything goes on time. I'll
Mhm,
graduate December of 2026. So
mhm.
2027, whicha, I will be a librarian, hopefully. Rihanna.
Well, and Meme Space Nine asks, Klingon opera singer Shirley, right?
Yes.
Of
Yes.
course.
Of
Okay, yeah,
course.
cool.
Yeah.
Had to
Um,
check in.
Caecilian, I will dabble in Caecilian opera,
Oh,
but
you don't wanna kill
I
yourself at the end.
it's a yeah, I don't wanna kill myself, and it's a different technique, so, yeah.
Oh god, okay, so wow, so this one from Jeff says, "Which Trek character is most like you in terms of temperament, interests, and style?"
Mm.
God, I mean, I've always related to the, like, emotionless characters, which is not me at all. I'm an extremely emotional person. So, I would say, at least temperament-wise, I'm very much, a, like, Tilly/Troy when it comes to, like, emotions, big emotions. I'm also an empath. I also can sense other people's emotions. Um, but as far as, like, my potential, I'm seeing soon if I have autism. I'm getting the diagnosis here in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
So
we have, like, a month-long drum roll for Rihanna on the autism
and
diagnosis, yeah.
ADHD and all that. I would say that, like, I am quite a lot like, oh man, like so many characters. Like 7 of 9, where I have trouble understanding humor, jokes that people make. I'm like, "What? Are you kidding or not?" That kind of stuff. So, a lot of your, like, neurodivergent characters, that's me.
Makes sense. Makes sense. It all
Yeah.
tracks.
Mhm.
I'm gonna answer this question from Anna F. What's your favorite German word? And
Ooh.
this is, I mean, so I took German for like 2.5 years,
Mhm.
and unfortunately, it's starting to fade. I love Wolkenkratzer, which I believe is skyscraper because it
Yeah.
just sounds like it's like to scrape the sky. It's like
It's so cute. I
so
love that.
literal. And then also, I'm just gonna
Yeah, I
flex.
was gonna say, show
I
your
have, oh my lord, where's the camera? I have a tattoo on my arm that says Die Nacht ist vergangen, which is the night is departing, because that is my favorite. It was it's a symphony. It's Mendelssohn's Second Symphony. There's a beautiful moment in that piece that says the night is departing, and we sang that. I sang that with the Cleveland Orchestra in 2020. March 8th was our last performance day of that concert, and I remember I was going through grad school. I was having a really difficult time, and Mendelssohn 2 was like getting me through it. And little did I know, like the next day the country would shut down and we'd be in COVID. But I still got that tattoo because it was my last performance pre-COVID, my last performance with the Cleveland Orchestra, which was a highlight of my whole life, honestly, getting to sing with them. And the night is departing is something that is just a good thing for me to keep remembering. Is like times are hard, but whew, we're gonna get through it.
Ooh. Ooh, Ashlyn, that story always makes me tear up. It's beautiful. I'm gonna read a question from Z Dub. Let's see. They said, "I'm sure this has been answered, but I'm not remembering. What did you go to school for and where? Why did you pick those degree paths and universities? And are they remotely helpful to your current career?" Um, so to also answer Colin's
That's
question,
the buzz question. That's
yeah,
what everyone wants to know.
my current career is barista slash I'm gonna be a cashier at CVS, so I'm just, like, looking for some part-time gigs to make money, but, my ideal career is to be in publishing, and I would like to either do, like, marketing for publishing. Also, an ideal career would be sustainability. I actually was a sustainability coordinator at DePaul, so that leads me to Z-Dub's question. I got my undergrad at the University of San Francisco for English, with a minor in philosophy. And then I got my grad degree, my master's degree at DePaul University here in Chicago for writing and publishing. So they have like a really specific niche degree that like you can take editing classes, publishing classes. I was in a publicist class, a developmental editing class, because I really wanted to hone my skills to in order to eventually go into the publishing world. I did an internship with City Lights Publishing in San Francisco for 3 years. That's the
That
one we
was
were talking about.
that's the internship where Rhianna
Yeah,
edited their podcast. Yeah.
I did. Yeah, City Lights Live. It was very cool. And I mean, they're like my heroes. If you haven't been to City Lights, go to SF and visit them, please. And that like really turned me on to the world of publishing. I absolutely love it. I love the world of writing and creating. I also want to get my stories and poems published. I have published a few actually. If I'm brave, I'll share them maybe later. But I had published a poem and then a couple short stories back when I was in undergrad, and plan to continue to do that. So yes, it's kind of relevant to my degree. It was more relevant to when I was working at DePaul as a student employee at the sustainability coordinator, because I was doing a lot of writing. I was doing a lot of editing for people. Now baristaing, not very relevant to English, but you know what? I'm still reading my book when I have downtime, so we'll count it.
Very nice. Very nice. I'm going to answer Haven's question. If you could be present for any first contact that we have not seen on screen, so Haven says no Vulcans, Romulans, or Klingons, what race would you want to see for first contact? I mean, without that rule in there, I would definitely say Klingons because I need to go drinking with a Klingon.
Yes,
I
we like
need
talk,
to
like
party with a Klingon. Yeah,
Yes.
I think that would be an incredible time. But excluding those races, I would probably say Andorian because we know nothing about their first contact situation, even though they're like founding members of the Federation. And I love Shran. We were just watching Enterprise
Yeah.
episodes for Romulan series, and man can get it. And the Aenar are so interesting. I want to know more about the Andorians, and I would love to see just what's going on there.
Ashlyn, I love that. I absolutely love that. I'm gonna answer my wife's question, Brianna. She says, "How long are Raw episodes typically?" And then she put in parentheses, "And Hamilton wrote the other 51," because she always jokes about how we're like overachievers. Thank you.
Also,
So
Brianna's your wife, so I think this is kind of an insider leading question. Conflict of
yeah,
interest, Brianna.
yeah, exactly. That's why I answered it. Typically, raw unedited episodes clock at around 2.5 hours, I'd say. 3 hours if we're feeling if we have a lot of episodes and we're feeling very chatty, which we always are. Um, what? Yeah, I'd say around 2.5. What do you think,
Is that
Ashlyn?
for average?
Yeah.
Yeah, typically, yeah, I'd say 2.5. I think that's a safe.
And then we can
I
edit it usually around to 1.5 or 2
I
or
think once they're not raw any longer, once the episodes are cooked and ready to be delivered to y'all, I think the average is probably about an hour and a half, I would say, about
mhm,
90 minutes. But we do have,
2 hour, 3
that
hour.
3-hour 15 TOS spooky episode that holiday,
Wow,
yeah,
yeah.
that just went on so long
On
and
and on and on. That's why
villains
we
in
started
Space
doing
Nine.
two-parters. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I want to give a quick shout to Chris Garris. One of our patrons is in the chat. Hey, Chris. And Chris found out about the show from his friend and co-host, Linda Pages, who I follow on TikTok.
I adore
Absolutely
Linda.
love Linda. And
Mhm.
we all need to have a collab, the four of us. This is a very
Please,
informal
please. Maybe on
request.
the series that I announce here pretty soon. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Um, okay, let's see. How are we doing with time? I think let's each do one more question, Rihanna, and then we'll wrap
Perfect.
up.
Yeah.
So let's see. I want to do a Star Trek question. Oh, Jeff had one. Are there any vacation location
Mm.
that Trek characters have talked about or you've seen that you would like to go to?
Great question.
Um, I would say, I mean, the easy answer is Risa. Um, I, I'm just gonna stay on brand. I want to go to Kronos. I want to. I
Celebrate.
I want to go to Kronos. I want to see what's going on in the Klingon homeworld. I want to know the politics. I want to know the Klingons, what they will do for
Mm.
like relaxing and vacation. Ideally, if I can get to that volcano and breathe in the
Yeah.
steam coming in from it like Tilly and get a little,
Ah,
you know,
a
get a
little
little
lit,
lit. That might
yeah.
be nice. I'm thinking more like this vacation is like an educational partying vacation.
I love that, Ashlyn. I really love that.
Right, Jeff is here in the comments. He says that would be a loud, messy holiday. You're
Yeah,
damn right. Yeah.
I'm very interested by your holiday. Wow. Okay, Ashlyn. Great answer. Great answer.
Rhianna, what's the last one? Answer one last question for us.
Let's see here. I'm gonna answer. Who is who is your this is from Z-Dub. Who is your favorite doctor and why is it Bones? 'Cause,
That's
Z-Dub
right.
and Ashlyn have a connection.
I
A
have to s
McCoy.
I'm
I see
about to
little McCoy
reach.
over there.
There's at least one McCoy you can see right
Oh, I did
here.
my glass painting of McCoy for you.
Yeah,
Ashlyn, you love McCoy. Quick, give us a why.
he's a goddamn doctor. He he's not afraid to tell it like it is. He can have bedside manner when it's really serious.
Mhm.
He's funny. He keeps people on track. Like, if you're in a life or death situation, you better hope that Bones is there with you because
Agreed,
he's
yeah.
gonna keep you mentally stable, while he spirals.
That's true, that's true. You know what? I like that.
I love Bones. Rhianna, who's your favorite doctor? Why is it not Bones?
Yeah, it's not. I'm so sorry. It's Bashir, definitely.
Yeah.
He used to be my favorite DS9 character until like Jadzia took over my heart and soul. But yeah, I love Bashir. He's very ethical. He's very like bright-eyed, even in the later seasons. And he also like stands by his morals, even when it's like a Jem'Hadar or like a person you shouldn't treat or whatever. He's like, anyway. We're having some answers. Jeff said Bev. Mostly because she's one of my earliest crushes, yeah, and she's part of one of the all-time,
Also one of my
ships.
earliest
Yeah,
crushes before I realized I was
totally,
bisexual. Yeah.
totally, and then Flocks for the win, says Meme Space Nine,
Oh,
absolutely.
oh, yeah. Yeah, sorry, I
Um
thought you flipped it.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah, he's a doctor, not an engineer, also not a magician, says Anna, yeah, absolutely.
He's not a bricklayer, not a shuttle conductor either. Oh, and I do
There's some
think
great
yeah,
doctors,
we have
yeah,
no more Phlox love. I
mhm,
Phlox is definitely up there for me. I think
totally.
he's underrated as a doctor.
Can't wait to do a doctor series, not this time, but eventually. Um,
Okay.
so,
Well,
yeah.
Rihanna, so let's just do our little we have a couple of wrap up things that we're
Mhm,
nearing the end of the hour here. So, what's next for us? What do we have coming up in the future? After 5 years, we're not done. We're not closing up shop by any means.
no,
We might still have random hiatuses,
mhm,
but we still want to go for another 5 years. I mean, I'm
yeah.
down for that.
5 more, let's go. Yeah,
Rihanna, tell us what's
absolutely.
next.
So, what's next is that we are actually going to have Una McCormack back on our podcast in January. That's right. That's right. We are going to be starting out the year. I won't tell you the book yet. We got to leave something up to the imagination. But one of Una McCormack's books will be covered for our January episode of the book club. And she will be a guest on a book club talking about her own freaking book. That's right, y'all. It's going to be incredible. We have already made plans with Una for this, and she is rearing to go to talk more about her writing, which is just a joy for us. So that's very exciting.
Yeah, I'm screaming. I thought that and that was she offered after we had our
Yeah.
conversation with her in July. She was like, "All right, ladies, when can we talk next?"
Yeah.
Literally, she initiated. So,
She's like kindred spirit,
we
absolutely.
felt so aligned with Una in that conversation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so that just means you have to read every Una McCormack book until we announce what it is.
That's cruel. Or you could just wait.
Yes,
Either
you
way.
could just wait.
But
We
Una's great. You're gonna enjoy any book you read of hers. Yeah.
we have no official announcements as of now, but we have been taking 2025 to kind of sit and simmer and save up all of those S's because we would love to rejoin the convention circuit next year. And so we will be announcing more details as they come. And then on the Patreon, we are continuing the things that we have been doing for a long time. We are continuing the Maquis miniseries. And I was so excited because my husband, he's been watching Deep Space Nine for the first time, and he just saw the two-parter, the Maquis episode. And he was like, that Vulcan was so sus. And so I'm like, whoa, he knows what the Maquis are, and we'll be able to talk about it. So maybe he will join, even though he's never seen Voyager, because we have a lot of Voyager episodes. But anyway, so we have the Maquis miniseries happening on the Patreon. The next movie we will be reviewing is Journey's End, the saga of the next generation, which, if y'all haven't seen that, it's a delight. Can't wait to discuss it. And then the October book club book is Pathways by Jerry Taylor. So it's
Yes.
October right now. Go find that book. There is a fantastic abridged version
Mhm.
read by Robert Picardo. That's the only audiobook available, sadly. And I know it's abridged, but it's not too bad. It's
Yeah, people said in the comments that it really wasn't, like, too hard to, like, see if there was any gaps or anything, and we will be reading the print version, or at least one of us will, so, like, truly, we'll be able to fill in any gaps that maybe were missed or whatever, but Robert Picardo is always a joy to hear, so I'm excited for that.
I'm championing the audiobook version for those of you who can't find the print book.
Yes.
So,
Okay, so we have
okay.
like 30 seconds left. So I am going to announce our next series. So I, after a lot of deliberation, I have decided that our next series
Wait,
will
can I
be,
guess? Can I
yes,
guess? Just to
yeah.
add to the tension? Okay, I'm gonna guess you're choosing captains.
No, but I almost did. That was my second choice.
Oh,
That was my second
oh,
choice.
so
What? How
close.
did you like? No, for my brain. Wow.
I had a feeling.
Wow. Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
okay, go ahead,
Oh,
Rihanna. What is it actually?
it's going to be the trial series, courtroom dramas.
I'm sorry, I can't even speak.
So episodes like Ad Astra per Aspera, Measure of a Man, Court Martial, all of those episodes
Don't
will
forget,
be,
um,
well, I've
uh,
just named like 3. There's like a million. Ashlyn's like, "Don't forget Death Wish and Voyager." What were you gonna say, Ashlyn?
I
What
was
should
gonna
I
say
not forget?
the TNG pilot.
The
Uh,
TNG pilot, Encounter at Farpoint.
yes.
Um, and there it sits, exactly, Jeff Richardson.
We have,
Yes,
yes, sorry.
Drumhead,
Yes,
boom.
Drumhead, yeah.
We'll be talking about the trial slash party in Lower Decks. It's just gonna be phenomenal. I wanted to go another trope vibe where what does Trek do so well? Trials. What is
Trials.
there a lot of episodes of? Trials.
Trials.
um,
Hey, I know a couple of lawyers. Maybe we could
I
get
was
them on the
thinking that as
pod.
well,
Yeah.
is that we've talked about this in the past that, like, we know some lawyers. We also I remember the other half of Brides of Chaotica is a lawyer, so maybe
Elizabeth
we
is
could
a
have,
lawyer.
thank you, we could have, her back on. So, if any of y'all have a law degree or interest in law, we would love to have you on to talk about this. And yeah, definitely Chris and Linda, let's get in touch to talk about doing a collab. But yeah, that's our live. Thank you so much. Oh, Legal Eagle did a Trek episode once. Thank you, Meme Space Nine.
Oh, thank
Wow.
you.
Okay. Okay. Um, oh my gosh, that's so true. Anna said, "Courtroom Trek, you'll have to create a political section of the Discord, otherwise we won't be able to talk about these episodes at all." Oh, period.
True.
Absolutely. It's gonna be, oh, absolutely wonderful. I'm so, so excited. Um, Jeff says, "My dad was a lawyer as well, so I'm acquainted." Oh my gosh, great, great news.
We're gonna
Okay,
have a
we've got a
lot of
lot of
great
info
brains to pull from.
because we will need
Uh,
it, just like Prime Directive. So
yes, yes, yes. Rihanna, thank you so much. I am constantly overwhelmed with joy from whatever series you choose. I feel like you only choose
same.
bangers. So
Well, you too. It's just perfect. So
yeah, we're just
I was like,
doing, yeah.
yeah, let's get serious after being serious with the Romulans.
Let's continue being serious. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Rihanna, thank you so much, not only for joining me on this 1 hour live pod, but
Mhm.
also for the last 5 years. You have
Yes,
shown up every single episode. We've never done a
you do.
solo episode,
We've
or one
why?
with only a guest.
Yeah,
So just thank you. And I am constantly shocked by how well we work together as a team, because
thanks.
all of the things for the pod that I really don't want to do, Rihanna somehow has energy and excitement to
You
do those
too.
things. and I
Yeah.
think she feels similarly,
Yeah,
and,
I'm just like, "Wow, you wanna do that for joy?" And you're like, "Yeah, I wanna make a spreadsheet." And I'm like, "Great, do it."
I'm like, "Let's go." I have my series tracker. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
over here, yeah.
Jeff says the Duras sisters are my Chudich. You are all our Chudiches. Chudai? I don't
But
know
I yes. Thank you all for
Yeah.
joining the House of Duras, either on the Patreon or just, like, as listeners of the pod. You are
Yeah.
all in the House of Duras.
Mhm.
Just so you know, if you listen to this podcast, at some point, we will ask you to help us take down the High Council so we
Mhm.
can be the leaders. So I just want all of you,
Get ready.
we're not calling on you now. We're not calling on you tomorrow, but someday
It's gonna happen.
you will help us take over the High Council.
Absolutely.
We will unite the Klingons.
Yes.
Brianna, thank you so
Uh,
much for joining me today. We didn't even pick
oh.
action figures.
I
That's
know, and we
okay.
did
No
not finish all
worries.
your questions. You had so many beautiful ones. Sorry we couldn't get to them all, but we just really appreciate you submitting, being so thoughtful, such amazing listeners. And we hope that you continue to enjoy the content. Please always, you're welcome to reach out. Let us know if you want to see something new, if you're curious about a certain anything. We're, as you can see, very open people.
Email us, DM us. It might take us
Whatevs.
1 or 2 business days to reply, but we will at
We'll be
some
there.
point. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you to
you.
everybody who commented on the
Yeah.
live feed. So fun to have people watching. I know some people took some time off work to to watch today. I left work a little early myself to
Yeah,
go to
like,
lunch,
y'all are
so
amazing. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your time, and, it's just a joy to see you all, your little icons, and joy to
yes.
see you, Ashlyn.
Joel
Oh,
on True, Rihanna.
Joe on
Um,
through.
from
Keep going
me,
across her.
Rihanna, Riker, and Spock, Lursa, Bator, everyone in the comments, everyone we've ever interacted with on the pod, do not let
Mm.
mm, a bad courtroom trial get you down.
There you go.
Not my best, not
But
my
it
worst.
works.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.